They are one of professional wrestling's greatest tag teams, 23-time World Tag Team Champions. And right here in Kissimmee, Florida, they have opened up the Team 3D Wrestling Academy, which has already produced superstars in the wrestling industry. Devon and Bubba, why don't you tell us a little bit what sets apart the Team 3D Academy from other professional wrestling schools out there?
The one thing that sets us apart from other wrestling schools is that we are one-stop shopping for a pro wrestling school. When me and Devon left WWE in 2005, and we were actually out there taking a look at some of the independent, scene, we were really disappointed to see the quality of young pro wrestler that was being produced. So we got together and hey, listen, we have to open up a school to try to put quality back into the system. Our wrestling school is it's 1,500 square feet. It's 5,000 square feet of wrestling school, 10,000 square feet of a health club, gymnasium that you could work out in. We have our own personal trainer that works with all of our students, who is certified in exercise and nutrition. Me and Devon work directly with our students. We work on everything from, chain wrestling to mat wrestling to psychology to promos, everything that you need to have a good foundation to give yourself the best opportunities to succeed in the wrestling business.
Now, one thing that you mentioned is the quality of professional wrestler that was coming out. What are the qualities that you were trying to instill? What are kind of the weaknesses and the deficiencies that you saw in the current product that was coming out, and how are you trying to correct that with your students here?
Well, our motto is old school rules, new school tools. Old school respect for the wrestling business and for the wrestlers that came before you, and new school tools. All of the new ways to become successful in modern day wrestling business. What we saw in some of these guys across the United States were just guys who just do moves for the sake of doing moves. Guys that just try to make themselves look good, as opposed to the old school art form of working and making your opponent look good too. Guys that just did quote unquote spots. Our way of teaching goes back a long way to from the days that Johnny Rodz had his wrestling school in Brooklyn, New York. We teach psychology, we teach character development. If there was a textbook on how to become a pro wrestler, that's what you learn here. It's like the A to Z. We don't guarantee you anything coming out of this school except the fact that you will have a good, solid foundation on which to attempt to build your career.
And there is already some proof to that pudding in that solid foundation. Devon, tell us a little bit. We know Rob Terry and Jesse Neal have both made it to TNA. Tell us about some of the other stars who have graduated from here that are on their way in their career thus far.
Sure. We've got Rosie Lotta Love, who just signed with TNA. She's a student of ours. We also train Haku, legendary Haku from the Islanders. We train their boys. We have one in Japan right now, working for an organization out there, and we have one in WWE's developmental. We have another one by the name of Pat Brinks, who was in FCW for about a year and a half. He's back here training with us. And we also have another kid on the horizon named Sam. What's Sam's last name?
Sam Shaw.
Sam Shaw. He's almost on his way. Out there, probably most likely maybe WWE.
Actually, as we speak right now, he's at a WWE tryout.
Yeah, and I'm happy and I'm proud, because we're not like your typical wrestling school who will sit there and take your money and teach you a drop kick and say, okay, you're a pro wrestler, go out there. We don't even let our students, when they first come to us, we don't even let them go to shows anymore. We don't let them go to nothing, unless it's to support their fellow students here at the school on indie circuits and things like that. Other than that, they don't go to any of the major 2 wrestling events anymore. You want to watch the other 2? Watch it on TV. Try to learn. Come back in here and ask us questions of why somebody did something in the ring. It's like it's a university. That's exactly what we are. We take pride in what we do. We're leaving the WWE and then going out there, getting ready to come to TNA. It was a horror show to see what we were seeing out there. Now we actually have a chance, not to wait till we retire, but we have a chance now, while we still can, with the time that we have being in TNA, to go out there and give back to the business the way the business has given to us. We can go back and give to the business and produce these young stars of tomorrow.
Talk to me a little bit about, real quickly, respect in the business. I've heard you guys talk about that now. I would assume when you have trainers like yourself, Bubba and Devon, that your students are going to walk out of here with a great respect for the business. How much of an edge is that going to give them in the industry?
Huge. I've always said from day one, any student that walks out of our school, graduates from our school, I'm not guaranteeing you that they're going to be the next great pro wrestler, the next Steve Austin, Undertaker, Rock, name it. What I am saying is this: they will have old school respect for the industry, respect for the senior wrestlers that came before them, respect for the business in general, and how the business owes you nothing, but you owe everything to the business. That's really what we instill in our students. There's an entire generation gap of young wrestler out there who has no regard. Pro wrestling is like a fraternity meeting the mafia. There is a definitive hierarchy, and you need to know your role in the business, and you need to climb that ladder one rung at a time, just like we did. You talk to any veteran wrestler, they will tell you, me and Devon have respect for the business. And if you came before us, you get the respect you deserve. And if we came before you, you damn well better show us the respect that we deserve. Not just because we've been there longer, but what we've accomplished in the business.
I mean, just because you've been in the business for as long as the person have, whether it's 18, 20 years, doesn't mean you've done anything. You have to be able to do something in this business to earn that respect. And I think we've done more than that. I think we've done more than earn the respect for the things that we've done and have helped accomplish in this business. And again, like Bubba said, we're not going to say that we're going to have the next Austin, Rock, or what have you, but we will say this: when you leave this school, you will have the right tools to learn how to be a professional wrestler. You will have the respect that you need to go into a locker room and not be thrown out on your ass because you're very disrespectful. And if we would hear anything like that, you'd have to come back and deal with us.
In 3 years, the school has got quite a reputation for the type of students we're turning out. And there are wrestlers out there, or wannabe wrestlers out there, who don't come to this school because they know how strict it is. This is not just a place where you show up and, hey, I'm getting in a wrestling ring and I'm going to do a moonsault off the top rope. No, that's not the way it goes at Harvard. You don't walk into Harvard Law School and day one learn how to do trial law. Okay? You learn from the beginning. And if you go from A to B to C to D, you're going to learn how to do it the right way. That's what we teach it.